Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to TNC Live with another session of Love Affair with Osho. This is Australia special, and we have a very beautiful guest with us. So, first of all, I'll be going to call Ma Shahido. This very warm welcome, Ma Shahido, in our program Love Affair with Osho. Then I'm
Thank
going to present Swami Prem Sadhak. He's from Australia and he's founder of Ask Bhagwan app. So, Swamiji, warm welcome to you in our program.
Thank you very much.
So, we are going to call upon Ma Prem Simran. She is also from Australia, and this is a very warm welcome and Jai Osho to you.
thank you.
So, we have one another guest with us, Swami Bodhi Prem. He's also from Australia. And we have this beautiful panel with us today. And we are starting this program, Love Affair with Osho. So, first of all, I will ask uh, Ma Shahido because she is connected to Bhagwan Rajneesh and she took sannyas from directly himself. Okay, so after connecting to Bhagwan Osho and his meditation, what changes happen in your life?
Everything, everything happened to me. My life changed. It turned around completely because of just just being in touch with him. I got a new lease of life or a new vision of life. Really. So everything changed in my life. Really big changes. Like I went to India, of course. That was a big change. I'd never been out of the country, and I had to leave two of my children in Australia while I went to India. So that was also a big change. Um, it's really hard to describe really, but your life totally, my life totally turned around. Everything I left, it seemed like I left behind my old life and started a new life. Maybe he does talk about it, about being born again, and I can see that. That in a way it is starting a new life when you connect with a master like him. Does that answer your question?
Yes, over to Swami Prem Sadhak.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you too, Shaida.
Oh, good.
Yeah, actually, I'm here just to introduce and ask few questions to you guys and introduce three of you. Shahido, as we all everyone know, like you're one of the most strongest woman I've ever seen. Like uh, taking sannyas, getting connected with Osho, and traveling overseas with kids, young kids, and that too being a single mom. You took sannyas maybe 42 years back, and since then you're spreading Osho non-stop. Uh, uh, and I'm undoubtedly I'm saying it's not me. Many people in Australia must be envy you because uh, I personally think that I don't know, like if you even if you don't have worldly riches, the way you lived your life throughout, just spreading masters and making him available in the country, uh, and, and at that stage when it was very difficult, technology was very limited, and in the way you did everything, it's completely outstanding. Like the time when you travel with your kids to India, even that time was it needs a lot of courage, and at that time we know that you're not having any family support. You used to work for 6 months, earn money, and then you used to go to Pune and come back again, earn money, and then used to go back. That was like completely, hats off to you. And the way you kept Osho alive in Australia is uh, undescribable. Because well, I know that Osho himself told you to take care of my people in Australia, and no doubt you literally took that very well. Um, so you are taking care of northern New South Wales and towards Gold Coast and Brisbane area, and coming down, uh, Ma Prem Simran, she's taking, she's making Osho available and spreading in Sydney for last 7 years or so. So she's conducting meditations every week at her place, and she had a group. She has a group, a big group, and she's conducting meditations in the hall and spreading Osho whatever, like however she could, however she can, and it's very inspirational for all of us that seeing these people um, and spreading Osho. And then if you go down to the Melbourne area, the beautiful sannyasin, Bodhi Prem, he's spreading Osho for last 15 years. Like, I don't think there will be anyone in Melbourne that who don't know about Bodhi Prem. Everyone comes to Osho, or I mean, like, if they want any material or meditations or anything, he's always there. And I've seen he does that bookstores as well around the city. So very, it's very good to see all these people who are living in Australia and spreading Osho. And yeah, I would love to ask question to Shahiro again. That um, you've said like what happened with Osho, what happened with you when you met Osho, but what happened when you started meditating, and what are those main changes in your life you experienced after after starting meditations?
Uh, where to begin? It's such an incredible thing happens to you when you meet a master like Osho. Such an incredible thing happens to you that it's kind of pretty hard to like explain, really. But it's a waking up process, even just your first encounter with it. Everything. Uh, your mind stops for a start. That's when you first get the experience of having a silent mind. Is when you meet a master. Um, so then, you become aware. I think that's the incredible thing is that you start to become aware of things. You're not functioning from the old program that you've learnt from your family. I mean, I'm not criticising them, but that's all that they had to give us. And the schools, your religion, everything has to go really. And it's like beginning afresh. That's what I just mentioned. It's like everything that you learn doesn't seem to be appropriate anymore. And so the master, he seems to trigger something inside of you. It's like your own intelligence that hasn't had a chance. It's because it's been covered up with other people's ideas and thoughts. But what he seems to do is to trigger your own intelligence, which it's pretty amazing when you come to realise that what is actually going on. Um, and as you move along with the master, I mean, although I took Mark Sanyas 43 years ago, every day is something new. Like you're working with the master, and his treatment, just his ideas, his thoughts, um, keep on triggering your own intelligence. And it's kind of pretty hard to explain it, but I can tell you for sure I'm experiencing it. I hope that answers your questions. Like,
Absolutely. Oh,
and
wonderful.
such a change happens to you that it actually it's quite unbelievable for a start. And it's also really hard to express it, but you're very aware of it because it's an experience. It's not just something I've read from his books or from his videos, or it's something that I'm experiencing daily. And I have to tell you, it gets better and better. Every day gets better and better. That relationship that you have with the master. Although he's left his body, he's gone nowhere.
Very beautiful. We know that you've been conducting meditations, and we came to know that actually uh, you didn't did have for how many years you're conducting this meditation non-stop on Saturdays and Sundays.
Um, Well, like I've already told you about, when I was leaving Pune in 1979, because I realised I need to get my kids back to school because they'd been out of school already for 2 years. Um, when I was leaving, Osho just said to me, "Take care of my people in Australia." And me and my innocence said, "Yeah, I could do that. It seems pretty easy." And I came and I brought 10 miles back with me, and I got back. I didn't have a job, didn't have a house, didn't have nothing actually. So I got a job and started a little centre in a town close by here called Lismore. And I had no experience how to do this. I just put an ad in the local paper and invited people to come and experience Osho's meditation, the Kundalini meditation. And 6 people turned up that night. And I was so shocked. I never knew these people. They were all new to me. Most of them, they were either sannyasins or they were interested. And so that's just how I started, taking care of his people. And like there were hardly any sannyasins in Australia at that time. I brought back 10 malas with me because 10 people had ordered malas. And I reckon that that's how many sannyasins were in Australia at that time. And so that was the beginning for me, and that's all I ever thought to do was to keep when he asked me to take care of his people in Australia, that's all I've ever tried to do is to make his books available, make his DVDs available, make his meditations available, and at the same time get on with my life, with my family and my job. And it's a big job. I know you think that, oh my God, how could one woman do all that? Well, it's possible because actually that's the thing, you get a lot of energy. When you've got a master like him, you get incredible energy and you can think you can do anything and basically you can. So I was able to get a job, get a house, get everything I need and look after my kids and do what he asked me to do, which was to take care of his people. So that kind of explains my life, really.
That's that's why we envy you. That's why we envy you.
Like all you got to do is just listen to and he tells everybody, look, this is not special, I'm not special. He tells everybody to do this stuff. Everybody that ever sat in front of him and then left the country, he'd always say to them, take care of my people in your country. So it's not special, but what you get is you get a lot of love and support from him, first of all, and then from his people. And that's how come you get a new life, a totally new life.
Ah, beautiful. All right. My next question, I'll ask the same questions to next question to Prem Simran. So please tell us how you came across Osho and what changes, what impact it made on your life.
Um, Namaste. First of all, namaste everyone. And I would start my like today's this interview session with offering gratitude to TNC Live and Raghav ji and all of you to arrange this platform where we all can come together and talk about the fragrances that Osho has put in our life. So I would just like to relate my words to Shahid Oma, as she said, like, look, when you are touched by the master in your life, there are so many things that happens, and one thing what I feel is like you exactly get a feeling that you're reborn. You have entered into a new life, a new time zone. Everything just changes for you because since the time you're born, you have been following a lot of conditionings or belief system, whichever has come through priest and politicians or your family upbringing. So all those things just disappears on its own, and you just surrender to your own being, like to your own existential brain from where you come. That is the most powerful thing that happens to you when you get into this world of meditation, and especially when you are linked with such a amazing master, which I don't really have words how to portray my feelings when I speak about Osho and the way he has touched my life. So these are the major impacts, and definitely, like, meditation becomes your first priority in your life because you have been living a life, like you are doing the job, you're doing, yeah, like normal lifestyle and whatever you're doing. But the thing is, like, you always remember, like, see, meditation is the only key that has brought you really back to your home, and this is the place where I call home, where I belong to. So I have to, this is my priority, and this is what I have to keep going and to share this bliss as much as I can to the people around me, that because that changes when you give out that gift to others in one or the other way. Your life just starts transforming from one phase to another phase. Because I would just like to give you a little bit of glance on my childhood, the way I was born and brought up in India. I'm basically from Kerala, from the South India, but I was born and brought up in Gujarat. The thing is, like, what I remember since my childhood, since I attained my senses, I have always been a seeker. Like, I always used to question my mother, like, what is, like, why we are going to the temple, or why we are always surrounded with rituals, what is the thing we are going to attain it from them, what is this divine thing called, and so many questions, like, used to ponder inside, deep inside me. And mainly, I would like to just give you a little bit of idea that really shook my whole belief system towards religion and to humanity, was when I was at the age of 14-year-old and I witnessed 2002 communal riots, Hindu-Muslim riots in Gujarat that happened. I was just 14-year-old, and literally I witnessed, like, the buildings were burnt around me, people were killing each other in the name of religion and God, and they were burnt alive. And it was so harsh for me that the whole system inside me just got shaken. And I was like, man, why we are literally doing this to each other? Is this what we are calling the so-called God? Is this what we are trying to bring peace and love in the universe, which we all are seeking today? So what is it? So my belief system literally got into a big shock since the age of 14. So for lucky, when I came to Australia, when I migrated to Australia, once, like, in one fine day, I got this connection to Osho, and that happened just randomly through internet. I was just reading something, and then Osho just came up in front of me through a YouTube, and I was like, who is this man? And I just started listening to him. I can literally say that it was so addictive that I couldn't just, stop listening to him. I kept on just listening to him again and again, whatever he's saying. And I was, who is this man? Who is just giving this message out to the whole world that love is the only one religion? And the person who has introduced things like Zoba de Buddha, the celebration and the meditation that goes together, and the things like self-love. The whole world is like I think like we seek acceptance and recognition and appreciations from people around us, but none of the masters or nobody, like we from the childhood, I never witnessed, or I never came into a contact where someone talks about your self-love, your self-realization. Oh, I was like, wow, who is this man? I'm in really love with this person. Oh, I would really love to do his meditation. That is what he has been offering to the universe. And I've been very lucky that at that time I just spontaneously started looking at where is his meditations happening, Osho meditations. Luckily, there were three beautiful sannyasis who were organizing dynamic meditations every morning in Sydney at that time, in the Marylands area. So I just decided, yes, I just want to go and experience this meditation. And I want to really dive deep into, I just want to jump into this ocean of love that Osho's been talking about. I want to say, like, the moment I started my first journey towards the spirituality and the meditation, the world of meditation, it just started with dynamic meditation. I want to say it was such an explosion. It was such an explosion that happened during that meditation where really, like, I just felt like all the time in your life, you carry a lot of anxiety, emotional and mental pressures and all this stuff. And in this dynamic meditation, you're able to really shed all that garbages that you're carrying within you from all these years of your life. And immediately I can say, like after that first meditation of dynamic, I could literally feel so grounded and what is the other word? Like I can literally feel the light from bliss. Just after that one meditation, I could feel it. And that was it. That was like just a click. I was like, yes, this is the connection. This is the thing. Because I have been always looking for, the term that we call nothingness. Where you just like as you dance and the dancer just disappears and the dance remains, as Osho always used to say. And I am a personally, I'm a dancer and I'm a singer. So I have that strong connection to the arts from childhood. And when I started doing dynamic, when I had that catharsis, when I had that dance, and this master who uses dance as the main medium in many of his meditations, who does it? Like he wants people to celebrate, he wants people to smile, he wants people to laugh. So I think like I was really, really touched and blessed. And after that, it was never a looking back for me. I just kept on going and exploring as many meditations I could. I kept on attending camps. And yeah, my journey has been really, really, really beautiful. And all this deconditioning has happened. So today I'm living my life with this light, the light that has been given by my master Osho. So yeah, I'm really thankful. Yeah, thank you. I hope I answered your question. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, Bodhi Prem. So, yeah, what have you got connection with Osho, and what are the changes happen in your life?
Basically, my connection with Osho started when I was like Prem Simran told, when I was 17. I had some personal issues, and I was looking for myself, and I'm a seeker as well, and I'm questioning the society, the parents, and the school teachers, everything. And then someone told Rajneesh, the Rajneesh name itself pulled. The master is so powerful, the name itself pulled. See, there is something unknown energy pulled towards the name. And then someone introduced Rajneesh Osho book. I've been searching for a long time, and then reading Osho book, one full book, and then my satisfaction is finished. My search is completed. And then from there, as Osho said, honeymoon begins but never ends. It pulled towards the Osho for forever, and the journey is continuing and continuing and continuing, and it's mere celebration. That's how I come to know Osho. And then after I came to Australia, I migrated, and I looked for Osho friends, and there's old sannyasins started. They used to do some Kundalini meditation in Melbourne, and I used to participate. And then I need a mala, and someone introduced to Shahido. And then I went to Shahido's place in Byron, and I took sannyas from her. That she was the one gave my name. And then for some reason, the couple who lived here in Australia stopped doing Kundalini meditation. And then I started, I really want to connect with Osho people and then want to do meditation. And then Shahidos told me, okay, you can start on your own. Invites a few friends. And then she came over and we started. And the first class we started, we had 10 friends came. And from that day onwards, we ran meditation class every week. Dynamic meditation as well as Kundalini meditation. Yeah, and the change, what happened is unknown. It's a discovery of our own self. It's undoing all the conditions which we borrowed from our society, from childhood. The beauty of this master is we will be aware of the conditioning automatically by involving in this Osho meditation. The other thing is, yes, we imbibed and we had a condition in our mind, and that is our it stops our limitations, and all the conditions are an illusion. So master helps us to realize this illusion. This is not true. This has been a condition given to you. Don't believe in that. And the other thing is, yes, we know, but how to get rid of the condition, and then we have to live in the society and then not affected by the condition again. So one, he helps us to come out of this condition, to discover ourselves, and the two, the meditation what we do helps us to be aware of all the conditions but not affected. So it's like Simran told Zorba the Buddha. So we have to live in the society. We have to do our day-to-day life, have relationship, work, business, everything we do, but not affected by this conditioning. So like Osho says, it has to be like a cloth. Whenever we want to put on, the condition has to be put on, and if we don't want, we should take out. So that two things is happening in our life, whoever comes into contact with this greatest master. Hope I answered your question.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Every time we get same core, but different answer, different experience, which makes more interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So as we know, like and you got Bodhi Prem got sannyas from Shahido, and I don't think anyone there will be any sannyas in Australia who must not like who is not knowing directly or indirectly Shahido. So everyone knows Shahido. So we know, but we want all our viewers to know this. Like how did you started? Like you told in the beginning how you started spreading Osho, but can you please tell us in detail what exactly uh, you did, like, and what have you what is your journey spreading Osho? What exactly have you spread Osho in short for last 43 years?
Oh, I've learned as I go, Siddharth. The first time in Lismore, I put Osho's photo in the paper, in the local paper. I just got a little photo, put his photo in, and put a Kundalini meditation at my house. And those 6 people turned up. And so I thought, oh, well, that works, as long as I put his photo in the paper. And I still do that today. I still put his photo in the local paper. Because I want to keep it, I only do it once a month or sometimes twice a month. I just put his photo in the local paper and my phone number. You have to put your head out there, you can't just sort of put an email address. You have to actually connect with people. And what happens is people pick up a book in a bookshop and they read it and then they don't know how to get in contact. So you have to put your head out and virtually and have to put his photo out or put an ad in the local paper, and suddenly you start to connect up with people who have either read a book or watched YouTube And it happens to me all the time. I still put my head out. I'm on Facebook with him, and I send out emails, and I put his photo in the paper, and it happens. And it's really enjoy. It's something that I enjoy. I have good fun just doing that, and anyone can do that. You don't have to be, specially trained or anything. Yeah, I've done a few things in Puna, a few courses and stuff, but you don't have to be trained. You just have to have the love in your heart and have experienced some change in your life. And it's about experiencing being with the Master and, actually feeling love in your heart for the Master and trusting him. There's a few things that happen when you start to. It makes sense to me. I need things to make sense to me. That first book I read, I only ever read one book. Another sannyasin gave it to me that was living next door to me. And I read that book, and that was it for me. I went to Pune virtually on having just read one book and having met that sannyasin who moved into the house next door to me. So that tells me that this is bigger than me, that there's an energy happening. Like, it's much bigger than just me, It's somebody gave me a book which thankfully turned me on to going to Pune. And I didn't even have a passport, and I had no money, I had no background in India. I was a Christian. I had no background in Indian philosophy at all. So it's much bigger just than the individual. And of course, there's something about past lives too. Maybe I had some past life connection with Osho or with another master, but because I recognise this man is making sense to me. Everything does have to make sense to me. I'm that kind of a person. And when I read this book, I thought, this man is making sense to me. I really want to go and see him because I wanted to get the experience of what I'd already started to feel. And luckily, I just rang up my ex-husband and said, will you look after 2 of the kids for me while I go? And he said, yeah, sure. And he looked after 2 of the kids, and I took one with me. And anybody can do it. This is not special, All you have to do is when you hear the sound that makes sense, that connects within yourself, that's what you need, to read a book, watch a video. That's why I'm still turned on after all these years to, I think, having a good supply of his books, having a good supply of his videos, and offering meditations. And anybody can do it. You don't have to be trained, and you don't have to be special.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
When I first started this, there was only, say, 10 people in Australia. When I brought back those 10 malas, 10 people had taken sannyas by post, right? And I gave them all their malas. And there's no ceremony. I didn't know anything about that. I just gave them their malas. But now there are thousands of sannyasins in Australia. I only know a few of them now. But it just spreads, like it spreads like wildfire. If it's the truth, if it's real, it spreads. And that's what I
It spreads like COVID. Yeah, no, absolutely stunning. So yeah, the same, like we know, like Shaido has been there for last 43 years and spreading Osho. But the other important part, is like a sannyasin like us. We know there are so many sannyasins who are who did meditations, who conducted meditations, arranged and put Osho forward for everyone. Uh, but we've got two of them at this stage, like Bodhi and Simran. So yeah, I'll ask the same question to Bodhi as well. So what? How you're spreading Osho, Bodhi, in Melbourne, and what sort of contribution you think you're doing?
Yeah, it's as I said, we all need meditation. So we everybody knows the power of dynamic meditation or Osho active meditation. So we conduct dynamic meditation every Saturday morning, and then Sunday afternoon Kundalini meditation. So I spread and through social media and the internet channel to reach people. So that has been continuous on offering from our side for whoever wants to connect. And then also, as Osho's, as Ma Shahido told, put on your head. So I put my contact details number, and we need to connect with them. So so I really want to talk to the people who really wants to come to know about meditation and Osho. So after, besides this meditation, we catch up, go for a day trip. We do meditation in outer space in the nature, and then we catch up with coffee and talk about Osho, nothing else. So this is something that we do, and it's continuing. So this is how we do in Melbourne. Yeah.
Did you face any challenges or problems or selling books or anything?
Um, like as Ma Shahido says, Osho gives the energy. It's we no need to worry about anything. The love affair helps to move on. If we don't feel any pain or any struggle, any challenge might come and go, but that is very negligible. We Shahido has been doing it for more than 42 years. So I'm doing it for almost 15 years now. So it's whatever comes. We don't see the quantity, but we see the quality. If even a few people, 3 or 4, no problems. We are very happy with whatever we have, and the love affair we have with the master, and connecting with ourselves. It helps. The energy gives. So we move on. So no problems. So no challenges. Something comes and goes, but the love is much bigger than the challenge.
Beautiful, beautiful answer, Joe. Now, yes, Ma Prem Simran, she is spreading Osho and making him available by all the meditations and camps in Sydney area. So, yeah, you tell us your experience, how it started, and what sort of contribution you're doing.
Yeah, I would just like to relate a little bit to Shahiroma, the way she said, like, about the past life connections that we have with enlightened masters, that we have been somewhere and then this life. So what happens is, like, when you enter into this phase of meditation, when you just get that glimpse of what is it like about this feeling of that miraculous feeling where you are connected to the divine, at that moment you just feel like, man, the master, especially Osho, like he's like an ocean. He has given this thousands and like this many different techniques of meditations he has offered to the world, and you are touched by him. So you personally feel, okay, if my master is giving this much to the whole universe and to the mankind, then if I am touched by him, what are the contributions, like what contribution is like a very very small word, like what changes you can do in your life, that your life itself becomes a total, a different transformation. So when it happened to me, I just decided, and it just came from my heart, that look, I just want to do conduct or just put up with a like organize a platform where more and more people can come and get the access into this meditation and get the provisions of this discourses, books, and everything. So many things we have so far achieved in Sydney, and I'm really really glad to share that things with you. So the first thing is like initially we used to have continuous dynamic meditation that used to happen in Maryland. So what happened due to some situations, the previous sannyasins couldn't just keep on going with it. So that moment, like we just decided, okay, we want to start up with a group, and we don't want this meditation to be stopped. So we just set up a group, and the group's name is called Osho Australia Meditation Retreat. And you won't believe, like as Bodhi said, like when you are in that affair, when you are in that connection with the existence and that master, things just happens to you. The people who are associated, who wants to work for Osho, who wants to conduct meditations, who wants to make a difference to other, everything just happens. If there is no money, money will come into place. If there is no place, the the place or the facilities will come into place. The connections, the contacts, everything is just, it's just gradually, it just comes to you. So in Sydney, we have this wonderful group, and everyone, the members in that group are so caliberful. They are so dedicated. They are the authentic. Like I can say, they put their heart and soul when they offer the Osho meditations, when they put it up on Sydney. So we have regular meditation that happens in different areas of Sydney. So it's not just I have it in Guildford, and then we have it in Spring Farm, we have it in Gregory Mills, so many different areas in suburbs, and we keep posting it out in WhatsApp and Facebook whenever we organize these meditations. And then we have regular one day camps, so we do that as like big celebrations. So we celebrate Osho's birthday, Osho's death celebration, Guru Purnima, all these major occasions we host it as a big celebration. We do one day camps. And not only that, a bit more. So what we do is like we have been also blessed to conduct 3 day residential meditation camps. So we had 2 or 3 camps that we consistently we conducted in Byron Shire area of Australia. And I would like to say, like Shahidoma helped us big time to organize those meditation camps in Byron area. And so many people came from Sydney, Brisbane, and all the areas. They drive, they came over there. They participated in that 3 day meditation camps. We had meditation camps in bush. We had meditation camps in boats. Even in boats, we organized meditation camp where people literally came, and 3 days we spent on the boat, and we 3 day continuously we were doing different types of meditation techniques. So this is like, and this is ongoing. This is not stopping, because once you start, it's like a fire. It's like a fire. The fire just spreads, and if the fire is within you, I feel there is nothing that can stop you. No people or no ideas or no different opinions. You just keep going with that sparkling message you want to give out to the universe. So that things are there. And the third thing what I would like to say is like we were so blessed to have set up this Ask Bhagwan platform for uh, globally, like for the people worldwide. So definitely, like Mr. like Prem Sadak, like he had this beautiful idea of bringing up this app, and we want to organize a platform where we have these audios, discourses, and all these things, and in one app store where globally everyone can just have it in their phone, and they can just listen to the master do the meditation. And just I want to add up is like he organized this one world. We came up with this idea of one world meditation, where we wanted to have this global connection of energy around the world, where everyone are meditating in one particular time. And how strong it will be, like when we all are just, like literally we are just connected with that existence and that time frame. So this was another thing. So I think like the contributions what we have, it's, as I said, contribution is just very, but we are just doing a bits and pieces of whatever we could as we are connected with Osho. And lastly, what I personally feel is like, see, when you start going deep into yourself, you realize one thing, like this is just a body, and how many lives you might have taken in your life, and this is just an opportunity where you should use it to the ultimate level to connect to that higher consciousness. So this strong realization, when it gets into your being, you really want to change your life. You don't want to just get too much caught up with this daily job, or the thing just keeps on going, which is non-stoppable. It just goes on. So looking at that thing, we are lucky. I feel I'm also very blessed and lucky to be a part of this thing, this group, where we have organized to buy a land in Byron Fair area, and we are thinking to organize a like build up a community living type of a place where we all like-minded people can we have some place to stay together, connected, and then we have a meditation space where every day we can come together, dance together, meditate together, and just remember one thing that this body is just temporary, and this body we have to use it as a medium to just connect to that higher consciousness, and just that's it, that's what we are meant to be doing here from this so many lives. So yeah, very blessed, and I have that gratitude that we are having all these things, and we will keep on doing it. We are not going to stop it. Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, thank you.
Very
That's
energetic,
great.
wonderful, wonderful, mind blowing. Now, um, yes, I'll come back to Shahido again. Now, yeah, you're my favorite, Shahido. Yeah,
Everyone.
everyone's favorite anyway. I know, but yeah, uh, yeah, as we know, Osho is not for any sect or any just for sannyasins. Osho is an energy. It's for whole humanity, and uh, oh, I know we are blessed that so many people in Australia that connected with Osho, and I think Australia is one of those beautiful countries on the planet where people are, you know, very open-minded, you can say. So, and that's why maybe the reason that so many Australians are connected with Osho. But looking at the big picture, uh, Osho is not still not in the mainstream. You know, still uh, it's like I don't know. It's controlled or it's just limited to a certain type of people. So, just looking at the bigger picture, what do you think? How we should spread his message far and wide for the next generation? What's your ideas? I mean, like, yeah, I know we might not be able to do that, but at least if you tell us some ideas, who knows? Somewhere in someone somewhere in on the planet may pick those ideas and start working on it. You know.
Well, what comes into my mind right now is his idea that he wanted 200 enlightened people to turn things around in our world, and that always stuck with me. I thought I'm not one of them yet, but that's where I want to be. I want to be one of those 200 people that he wants to turn things around. In that, we all know every country is in trouble, and I don't think it was meant to be like this. I don't. I think we were meant to be enjoying living on this beautiful planet and having a nice time, and we don't seem to. No one seems. It doesn't. People don't seem to be doing that, having a good time. So, first of all, of course, his idea is that it's the individual, like Simran. Simran, you got the idea all right. You've got to work on yourself, and you know, just and you, Bodhi Prem, you've got it too. You have to go out every time you go out and you're talking to people, it's this energy that you're sharing with anybody. I shall say to anybody can learn to meditate. You don't have to be special. He even says people who are just ordinary people can learn meditation, and it's up to us really to to, to devise ways and means to get people to meditate. And doing what you guys did with the app, that was a great thing. And buying land to build a little retreat place, that's a great thing. And if all of us, and I'm sure this is happening too all over the world, that there are little groups of Osho people working together to make a difference. First of all, to themselves, and then to the people around them, and then to worldwide. That's why I never give up. I never give up because I keep on hearing, I keep on hearing Otto, really. He talks to me. He talks to me and just, I get the courage to keep going, never give up. And just keep on sharing yourself with others. You don't even have to talk about spiritual things. All you have to do is just be present. And that works. Just be as present as you can with everybody that you're talking to, just in ordinary stuff. And the energy, there's an energy, big energy that we hardly even know anything about. It moves across to other people, this energy moves across. So every time we go out in the street, go shopping, go to school, go to the medical stuff, whatever we're doing, this energy that's really inside of us and inside of every human being that isn't just, active. So, I have great hope actually. I do really have hope that Osho's given us all the right advice. To just keep on, and the more you read him, the more you watch him, the more you listen to him, it just becomes part of you, and it's actually just, it's not like being a parrot or anything. It just becomes automatic. That it pops into your head, the right answer. Yeah. But from our side, we do have to keep on meditating, keep on reading, keep on watching, keep on listening, and don't close down. Like, it's so easy if somebody hurts you, you close down. You have to just keep on being aware, to not close down, to stay present. That's my advice anyway. That's how I run my life, and it seems to work.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Like, yeah, it means like you're short. Like, in short, you want to say that you have to be yourself. You have to be aware, and then whatever, if in your awareness, whatever you do, of course, it'll be good. So before spreading, you yourself should be looking to yourself, and then you should spread. Yeah, understood. 100% right, you Shahida. So I will ask the same question to. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
With the help of the master,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
there's always, once you get into this rhythm, it's like a rhythm. You get into the rhythm of always reading and watching and listening, and then whatever answer you need just pops into your head. And it's like, it feels to me like, the answer is there, because we seem to have disconnected from the big picture, and somehow Osho connects us back into the big picture, and then every answer that we need is there. We have to do our part, which is just keep on doing all this stuff that we're doing. Yep.
Beautiful. Now I'll get back to Bodhi. Now, as we know, I'll ask you the same question, but as we know that Shaido is being like doing that for last 42 years. So and she's spreading, in abundance. So now, if I'll ask you same question, how you think, according to you, what do you think we should do? Like, Osho is still not in the mainstream, and if you want to, because there's a big amount, there's a treasure of wisdom here. We want to share that wisdom to the world, to new generation. What are your ideas? How you think we should do, and how you think what the way we couldn't do until today? What do you think? How to spread Osho in more effective way to the new this current and new generation?
Yeah. As Ma Shahido told, the first, I think, in my opinion, we have to work upon myself. First, I have to work upon myself. I have to, I have to do the meditation. I have to be more aware, and then then it's an energy spreads. It's unknown and invisible. But it's the sharing comes on its own accord. We no need to, make an effort for sharing. Sharing comes on its own accord. So once we work on upon ourselves, once we have our own energy, then it's spreading happens on its own. In my opinion, we no need to do anything. When the love happens in ourselves, then the spread happens automatically. But at the same time, as Osho mentioned, use all the medium to spread the message what he wants to share. As he mentioned that it has got a lots of wisdom. He given the solution, answers everything for us beforehand, meditation wise and also the knowledge wise. So it's two way. We can get the knowledge and also the meditation, all the techniques. So it's all beforehand he has given. All we have to do is work upon ourselves all the time continuously, and then spread the news, share, and have a space, do a connection continuously, and then it spreads. It's like a Masimran told, it's like a fire spreads. We never know how a person can come into contact, and we never know when we're going to get a call from someone. Someone watched a wild Netflix, and
Country.
it's called,
Yeah.
yeah, called me, and they want to participate in the meditation, so they come. And someone looked at the book somewhere in a bookstall and read and the book, and and that guy's told, whatever he says making sense, whatever he says making sense, and I want to come. And somebody saw wild that same Netflix, and he thought, oh, Osho is some crazy. And then he went to a retreat, and he picked up one book from a retreat, and this man again, let's see what he says. And he flipped one page, second page, third page, and then he realized, wow, this is a great man, and he came to meditation to us. So we never know. We spread the news. It is unknown. The energy is out there, and if we use all the channel, whatever we have in current scenario, the person is ready, whoever it may be, the seeker can come into contact, and they will try to contact us. So that's my answer. Yeah.
Absolutely good. Now, yeah, I will ask the same question to Simon. I'll just a little bit. I'll put that question in more detail. Now, we all know, like, yeah, okay, we have to work on ourselves and do that. But what I want some ideas from all us sannyasins to share or show in a better way. Like, it should reach to the mainstream. That's it. So, what's your thoughts? Like, how you think uh, Osho can reach more effectively by doing certain things? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for this very important and very thoughtful question that you have put across me. So the thing is, like, what I personally believe, like, definitely, the first thing, as Shahid Oma and Bodhi Prem, they stated that the first thing, the work starts within ourselves. So we have to work on ourselves. But as you said, like, okay, now it has, the way Osho's meditations or Osho's works hasn't been reaching to many people around the world. So what is the thing that we could do? So as per my opinion, or my visualization, what I feel is like, the meditation, this meditation as a term, I feel like it should be introduced very strongly into the education system of this world. So
That's
the thing
right.
is,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so it should be considered as a, like, in the school, like starting from the school. Because why I am putting the enhancement to the school is because, like, obviously when you grow up as an adult, and when you pass on through that journey of the childhood, you have that lot of conditioning, that cultural systems and traditions that you follow. So your mind is pretty full with that thoughts and everything whichever has been induced in that life. But children, like the young kids, what I feel like when they enter into that school phase, that learning, they are very subtle, they are very open, they are very tender. That is the time, as I can put it, like they are the buds that they are going to flower tomorrow. So when you have that kind of an opportunity into the schools, so why can't we have meditation as a compulsory subject or a daily practice that we do it in the, like, in on every single day in the morning time before you start with the learning of the other subjects. What I feel is, like, when I used to go to school, there, of course, there is a prayer, like there is a time when the morning you start your school with doing a prayer, so whatever prayers you're doing. But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, what I feel is, like, prayers just become like a mechanism in later or sooner stage of your life. So children, they're just going there, they're just reciting that whole thing, or they're just singing that prayer, and they're just, okay, done, okay, now you're just going to learning. So that doesn't create that change that really the meditation can bring to that child. So because in meditation you can start the meditation by using different kind of techniques. So you can start using music, you can start using a little bit of dancing in the morning, so that dancing and that shaking, that gives them a kind of joy, a kind of self acceptance, where they can really feel that thing. It will work, it will start working on them from that very young age. And me personally, like, I'm a mental health worker, so what I witness daily is, like, so many young children, they have got nowadays the issues of, like, depression, anxiety. They don't want to talk to the people. They are very anti. They have got ADHD disorder. Like, so many different kind of mental health issues have been just booming up around the globe. Why is that? Why is that? In reality, through the means of prayer or through the means of just reciting something, we are just telling them this is this, this is that. But in the truth, they have to really experience it, and that experience can be only attained when they get into this meditation as a practice. And when they have that meditation, it brings a lot of higher optimism in their life, the kind of self acceptance. It enhances their creativity, that grounding, the feeling of that fullness, mindfulness, everything just, it starts pops up from that little childhood. Because older generation, they gave whatever they could until now. They have given their best. But what are we going to do? How are we going to contribute, like being young, and to this young generation that is coming up? We can see most of the young generation nowadays, they are addicted into mobile phones. They, like, any into end of the technology, they don't have time for any elderly people, like they don't have time even for themselves. They are losing their self control, and at the last, what is happening, they are ending up in drugs, alcohol. It is increasing, it is just increasing worldwide. So when we see this kind of things are happening around the globe, I think it becomes the biggest responsibility, that how can you channelize your self-awareness, or how can you bring that mindfulness, or that thing, where you are just connecting to, how can you do that? And I think we have this beautiful blessing of this meditations that has been given to us, and we should be really putting it up, bringing the importance of it. At least if schools don't do it, we can somewhere somehow do it. Like, we start with our own children, the young kids, whoever are there. They are the flowers, they are the little buds that tomorrow they're going to bloom into that fragrance. They are bringing that fragrance to the world. So what you are going to put in them will really matter to tomorrow's world, tomorrow's generation. That's what I feel. Or if we just ignore, we will have more like drugs and addiction will just pop up. Because in one or the other way, I feel they are running away of themselves. They have that fear of encountering themselves. That's what, personally, when I look at the broader scenario, I feel. So meditation should be introduced as a subject, as a daily discipline practice in education system around the globe, for a better humanity. So master, like, this meditation is the only key to the beautiful mankind. Yeah, that's what personally I feel. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's it. So yeah, that's what I'm actually expecting. But yeah, I picked that idea of introducing meditation in the school, and if you can't do that, at least start uh, with kids around, or at least your own kids, like that. So I'll get back, because I don't know if Shahido and Bodhi understood that question when I asked them before. if I'll come back to again, Bodhi, just one or two lines, like for you, like as Simran said, like yeah, introducing meditations in schools, like for the kids. What's your thought? What's your idea? How to spread share Osho's wisdom to next generation? Like if you'll ask me, mobile app, yes, I pick that option. What's your option?
Yeah, as Simran said, it's a valid point because when the condition starts happening pretty strongly, and at that time we introduce when they encounter this kind of active meditation, and it is so easy for them to connect with themselves and be themselves. And it is very hard to go far away and look for other things like other unwanted stuff. So that is a very valid point. That is totally understandable. And I think Osho has mentioned somewhere in the past that bringing this meditation into our system, it's a good idea too. So, as you said, mobile app might be better idea from your side. I don't know, but I think we could, as Simran said, we could start with introducing with our own kids, or we can help with our own neighbors and group connections with whatever people we have. We can introduce, or else we can go a little bit more and try to introduce this active meditation, maybe in the for teenagers like who passed high school, and then we can introduce to them. And then once they taste it and they're very fresh, and then once they taste it, and when they connect with themselves and they have the energy, and I think it'll transform them. And we come to know Osho active meditation and about Osho later stage when we all had some issues, or someone connected, someone passed, someone told about Osho and all those things. But if we give them before anything major drama going in their life, if we give them, if it will be a great gift for our new generation. So education level, as how the sports happens in the school, we should have this activity too. Like Simran told, the prayer we do, but they don't know, just for the sake of doing it and go. There is no real prayer. The real prayer comes within, and we all know after whoever connects with Osho, the real prayer happens. So if we introduce in education level in school, after high school, I think yeah, that will be a great idea, and we will have a great generation, a very strong generation in the future.
Okay, so that's good. So from I'll pick your idea that cut short is introducing meditations to the teenagers, like
Yeah,
organizing groups. Yeah, organizing groups. Yeah, your own kids, neighbors' kids, or or workshops for teenagers. That's a beautiful idea too. Uh, if I'll ask you the same question, Shahido, in one line, what's your idea? I mean, like how to share, how to spread Osho's to next generation, and because I know sannyasins are the least interested people in this kind of thing. They're not going to change. What about the new generation?
We need a major shift in consciousness. We can look all around us what's happening, and so that inspires me to raise my own consciousness and to help other people raise their consciousness, whatever way I can find it. We need a major shift in raising consciousness all around us. And the only way I can see that is by raising our own consciousness and running groups, helping people. Running groups, I'm into that. Running groups to help people raise their consciousness. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm for. Books, for a long time, I couldn't work out what was most important in Osho's work. Is it the books, or is it the meditations? What is it? And it's all of the above. We need to be able to share his books so people can get an idea that what to do with themselves. So we need to make sure the books are still coming out, and we need to share. I think everything that we're doing already is great, and we just got to keep on doing it. What you're doing is good, Siddharth. I always said to you, Osho wanted to be the master in the age of technology, and you really took that up. And what you're doing is great. I think
Thank you.
what all of us are doing is good. And the time, I'm sure it's going to have an effect. I'm sure we are going to lift consciousness. And there's little groups all over the world. Osho's got little groups. When he came back from the ranch, he said, we won't have any more big centres. We'll have just little groups of people meditating all over the world. And that's happening. There's little groups of Osho people and other people too, other organisations who are into raising consciousness. They're all over the world. I think it's going to happen. That we are going to see a major shift.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So just to conclude, I'll say I agree with all of your points. Like Osho should be introduced in early age in school, then for the teenagers, the groups. And if you'll ask me, my personal opinion is like mobile is the only thing nowadays. Everyone's carrying to everywhere, even in the toilet. Kids are living on the mobile. So mobile apps, people reach, like if people are listening, any sannyasins, and they're in, like Raghavji yourself, whatever you're doing is absolutely wonderful work. Like you are introduce, like, interviewing all of us and people from around the world and putting on the YouTube everywhere, wherever you put TNC, Osho, people are there, sannyasins are there. Absolutely wonderful job. Then if sannyasins are there around, who's watching, and they have any contacts in newspapers, we should put Osho on newspaper. Every corner of the world, Osho should be somewhere. There should not be any single day that Osho is not there on any newspaper, because people's memory is very short, and when we get busy in earning money and doing, earning livelihood, then we don't remember things. And that's why it should be always on the newspaper somewhere, or people should have access to Osho's quotes, or or small articles everywhere on the newspaper. You never know who will get clicked from where. So yeah, these are 4 or 5 points we think it should happen, just to spread Osho and bring Osho in the mainstream. End of the day, Osho was just there in 40 years back. You never know what will happen after 500 years. So yeah, but we should try that. We should be the reason to bring Osho in the mainstream. That's what I think. So Raghavji, it's up to you now. It's I hand over to you, and then yeah.
Thank you very much, Swami Prem Sadakji, and I'll must thanks to Ma Shahido, okay, who is spreading Osho to Australia and to around the world. And I'll give a special thanks to Ma Prem Simran and Swami Bodhi Prem, because you guys are doing wonderful job, and I think. Every sannyasi, they have to do all this awareness about Osho around the globe, around the world. And then this is a great idea. Like we have to put our teenagers into the meditation. We should arrange some camps. And as Swami Prem Sadak said, the mobile app is a very good way to reach to teenagers, because every teenager, everyone, they have their mobile in their hand, even in the toilet. Okay, even I mean, they do everything on their mobile. Okay, because they learn about from through mobile, they reach through mobile, they do many things. Okay, so I totally agree with Swami Prem Sadak and Swami Bodhi Prem Ma Shahido and Ma Simran. Uh, we need to do all these works together. That is the best way, because to do if anything which we want to spread out, we can't go with the just one way. We have to go with the many ways. That is the way we can reach to the right people. Because if we get information from mobile, from this you can say another platforms like newspapers, magazines, okay, Google, and from the app, that is the best way. Because most of the people, they find from the many way they get the no I mean information about the Osho, they must get connected with the Osho. So I'll give a great thanks to all of you to doing and spreading a lot of things about Osho. So this is my love to you, and I must thank to you. And I'm going to say this: Namaste and Jai Osho to all of you.
Thank you.
Jai Osho.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Bye.
Thank you.